welcome back to my channel. This is Brad with Curious Archaeology, and it's the second week of October. We're out at the Hogeye. I dug a little bit yesterday and managed to find a couple of broken yet diagnostic artifacts, and I'm going to dig the same wall today. I've been sifting the sand and it looks like we have our first find for today. So let's take a look and hopefully we'll have a great day. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for watching. Okay, so real quick, here's the wall I'm digging. We have some good lines. There's a lot of clay here with the sand. But we managed to find a couple of artifacts yesterday. But like this one, unfortunately, they're broken. But that means we're in a good area right here. Looks like a broken point. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, it's a base. This is a great sign. That's what we want to see. Hopefully we can get a whole one. We just got to keep digging. I'll be back. All right, I found a nice artifact on the time lapse. Looks like we got a nice clear fork gouge right here. I already took a little peek at it. It was sitting like that and it looked like an artifact. Sure enough, this is a really nice adze or a woodworking tool. Came from real deep. Here, let me show you where I'm at. Right here, scraping the clay. I've been running that through the screen. Let's take a better look at this. It would have been sitting like this. The sand is always caked on the top side. Usually these have cortex on the top here where my thumb is, but this one doesn't. Beautiful, beautiful artifact. All right, that means we're in a good spot. If there's these clear forks around, there should be some points and knives with them. I'm gonna get back to work. Wish me luck. Okay, it's been hours and I haven't found anything but a tip and a chopper, and I just rolled an artifact from the bottom of this wall right here. I took my shovel and raked it out, and I could tell I hit something and rolled it right here, and that looks like a tip right here, I believe. Yeah, all right, let's take a look. Oh, wow, cool. Yes, it's all there. Finally, a whole point. Wow, look at this. It's an interesting one. Awesome, awesome. It's got a good tip on it, looks like. The base is not ground. So I'm not sure the type on this one. I'm just gonna call it like a early archaic knife, maybe. I have to see the flaking on it when we get it cleaned up. We're gonna leave that sand on there for a little bit. We worked really hard the past couple of digs and it's been broke after broke, but finally we got a whole point. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. So we found a tip earlier. Let's see. This is a tip. It looks like to a Yay-wall type artifact. And then this chopper came out about 10-15 minutes ago. I'm happy to have found this little piece. All right, well, I got about an hour left to go and we'll clean it up. Okay, we're almost done. I'm scraping the wall and I just knocked an artifact out of the wall right here. You can see the base sticking out. I've already looked at it. Unfortunately, the tip's broken, but it's a really, really nice Pedernales point. All right, let's take a look at this. Here we go. I'm trying to stay out of the way so I don't cast a shadow. Like I said, unfortunately, it fell out of the wall, so I already kind of got a peek at it, but this is where it was, right here. Look at the material on this thing. Wow. See if I can get it to focus here. That's a Pedernales point. Super thin. Almost made on a flake. There we go. It's a good look. It's going to be semi-translucent material. I'm happy to have found it though. It's unfortunate it's broken, but it tells a story. I don't have a whole lot of purds, so this is gonna look nice once we get it cleaned up. First stage dart point. All right. Well, there's still time to get another one. If I'm not back with another artifact, we'll do a cleanup video. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for watching. Okay, welcome back. I'm in the pecan bottom. It's time to do a cleanup video. This is our total for 2 days. So we'll just start cleaning these artifacts off. We'll start with all the brokes. This is a Wells type artifact here, a base. We found that one today. I think this is an early archaic piece. They have the long stems on them. Nice material. Okay. All right, and then we had this base I think we found earlier in the day. Looks like it has some fire pop on it right there where my thumb is from being close to the heat. But this would have been a dart point or an atlatl point as well. Not sure the type on it. All right, and then we just found this one probably 5 or 10 minutes after we found this nice point earlier. This one came out right after that. My friend Austin came to dig, and he was standing by me when this little guy popped out. But this is a base, and it's side notched. So this would have been a side notched projectile point. Lots of brokes, but it's just part of it. I'm happy to be out digging. All right, this was a midsection from yesterday, and it has a sign of an impact fracture, I believe. Let's get a better look. Oh, it's got some beautiful flaking. This probably was an older point based on that nice, looks like parallel oblique flaking almost. This is not a flute, that's just an impact fracture. That would have been a good one. Okay, and then we had this tip. It looks like a tip to a yay wall type. So again, we're in the early archaic time period. It's got the serrations. That's what makes me think it's a yay wall. Okay. Again, fire pop. This is what a point looks like when it's been next to heat. Gets those round circles, and the chert usually turns red. All right, let's take a look at this clear fork gouge. And it's a really nice one. A beautiful clear fork gouge. So this is a woodworking tool or an adze. It would have been hafted right here where I'm holding it, and then this would have been the scraping edge up here. That's a really nice artifact. Okay, we also found a really neat scraper here towards the end. I did not do a pull video of this. It's just caked in sand, but let's give it a little dip here. Yeah, is it a scraper or is it just a piece of chert? No, it looks like a scraper. Well, it's hard to, yeah, it's been worked on this edge up here where my finger is up top. It could be a tool. I'll have to get a better look at it, but it's made out of Georgetown blue chert. Beautiful material, a nice chunk nonetheless. And then there's this piece. It came from really deep. It's just a spall, so this is a chert nodule. They could have made arrowheads or knives out of that. And then this piece here is a chopper. It's got a nice worked edge up here on the top. So this would have been used for crushing bone, getting the marrow out of animals. We see that frequently in camps throughout Texas. Last week, whenever I was leaving, we were collapsing the wall. I got it on my last video, so if you want to see that pull, you can go back and watch the end of that video. But this beautiful midsection came out. It's really serrated. We're thinking St. Mary's Hall on this piece, but let's zoom in and get a better look at that incredible pressure flaking. So that would have been done with an antler most likely. And then I don't know what they would have used for the serrations, maybe a piece of bone. This is a beautiful artifact. So this most likely was lodged in an animal and probably hit bone. That's usually how they get those fractures, and then they bring the animal back to the camp and it just is left behind. All right, this one's going to look beautiful when we rinse it off. Let's give it a dip. Yeah, there we go. There's a good look. Wow, look at that impact fracture. It gives it a lot of character. Okay, and last but not least, this beautiful point. My buddy Austin looked at it with me, and we're gonna call it a Plainview. So this is likely a Paleo piece. Beautiful, beautiful artifact. I love that flaking, that diagonal flaking right here where my thumb is. Just awesome. Paleo pieces often have this concave base, but it's interesting on this point how where my index finger is, it's not heavily ground, and these old points are usually smooth very heavily here. This one has maybe some light grinding, but here where it's concave, this is heavily ground. So again, this is probably 8,000 or 9,000 year old artifact that I'm holding. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we'll get one more look at that side that's got the sand on it, and then we'll give it a dip. All right, there we go, the sands. Oh wow, that side's pretty as well. Got the sand off there mostly. I love this yellow material. I have quite a few of these Paleo pieces, but none made out of this yellow chert. This is gonna look really good. Wow. Just a gorgeous artifact. Further east of here, someone might call this a Dalton. But here in Texas, we call these Plainviews. Awesome, awesome. Well, we had a great day. It's been fun. I'm gonna stand up here. We'll stop the video right here. This is a good look, I think. It's been a great day. I'm happy to have found a whole point. getting through all those brokes, it was worth it. Awesome, awesome. All right, until next time, stay curious, my friends.